He asked to speak. Said he couldn't leave without telling the truth.
Please listen with respect. Don't judge his past. Pray for him.
I have a lot of mistakes in my life.
My 4 sons won't answer my calls. And it's all my fault. I destroyed my family. I abused my autistic sons because I thought they were broken. I wasn't a father. I was a monster. And the only person who visits me now is a janitor named Uncle Sam who taught me everything I should have known 40 years ago. It's too late. This is my confession and my warning to every father who thinks he's right. You're not. I wasn't. And by the time you realize it, it'll be too late. Like it is for me. Pteryctus team. A. Elderly with your family.
All these years I carried it alone, but maybe now someone can hear me.
This young nurse takes very good care of everyone here, but not even the technology of this hospital can save me now. Not this state-of-the-art equipment. Not these machines and advanced monitoring systems. Not the $1 million machines surrounding this bed. None of that matters anymore. Because every choice I made that brought me here, now I know I made with full awareness. Every sleepless night I spent away from home. Every bottle I emptied without thinking about the consequences. Every woman I chose at night instead of my wife who was waiting for me at home. Every time I raised my voice to my children for being different. These were choices, ignorant choices, but they were choices, my choices, my responsibility, and all the money I earned, all the career success I achieved, all the power I accumulated, took me far in business but also left me here, alone, in this expensive room, with no one to visit me. When I tell you how I destroyed my family, you'll understand how stupid I was, how I lost everything that really mattered. And like a caretaker called Uncle Sam, he tried to warn me of the mistake, tried to save me several times, tried to open my eyes. But I was too proud, too stubborn, too late. My name is fine. It doesn't matter anymore what my name is. It doesn't matter anymore what my name is. I'm 72 years old, a successful businessman, a real estate developer. I built a company valued at $40 million for children, 2 of them autistic, a wife who is no longer here. She has been resting in peace for 5 years. Cancer took her body, but even unintentionally, I think I destroyed her spirit long before that, and my children. All 4 of them disappeared. They don't answer my calls. They don't come to visit me. They don't let me see my grandchildren. 8 grandchildren in total. Grandchildren I barely know and who know me from photos. And I don't blame them. Not at all. This is what I planted and deserved to receive. This is what I deserve. I'm lying here in this hospital bed recording this because my friend Samuel Barbozar, who everyone calls Uncle Sam, suggested I tell my story. He said it might help someone. Maybe some other father out there making the same mistakes I did will hear this and wake up before it's too late. Before he loses everything like I did. Uncle Sam works here, in this hospital. Part-time cleaner, part-time volunteer. He's 68 years old, only 6 years older than me. But he seems younger somehow, smarter, kinder, wiser. We met 6 months ago when I was admitted. Terminal diagnoses. They gave me maybe 3 more months, maybe less. And in those 6 months, Uncle Sam has been the only constant person in my life. The only one who shows up. Who talks to me, who listens, who doesn't judge me, even though he should, even though I deserve it, even now knowing everything I've done, everything I've destroyed. Let me go back. Let me tell you about my family, about my sons, about my wife, about how I had everything and threw it away because I was too ignorant to see what I had, too arrogant to listen, too focused on the wrong things. My wife, Margaret, we married young. I was 23. She was 21. Met in college. She was studying to be a teacher. I was studying business. She was kind, patient, loving, everything I wasn't. We got married right after graduation. I started working in real estate. Started at the bottom. Cold calling, door knocking, grinding, and I was good at it. Very good. Made 6 figures my second year. Started my own company year 5. By 30 I was making serious money. And somewhere in there we had kids. 4 boys. Michael born when I was 25. David when I was 27. Thomas when I was 30. And James when I was 32. 4 boys in 7 years. Margaret wanted a big family. I did too. Back then, Michael and Thomas. That's the 2 that are autistic. We didn't know at first. Back in the 80s, early 90s, people didn't talk about autism much. Didn't understand it. Especially not high-functioning autism. Michael seemed normal as a baby. Hit his milestones. Walked. Talked. But as he got older, we noticed things. He didn't like being held. Didn't make eye contact. Lined up his toys instead of playing with them. Had meltdowns over small changes in routine. Doctors said he was just difficult. Just needed discipline. Needed a firm hand. So that's what I gave him. Firm hand. Punishments. Timeouts. Lectures. Nothing worked. He just got more withdrawn. More anxious. More different. Thomas was similar. Even more obvious. He didn't talk until he was 4. When he did talk, it was strange. Repetitive. Had memorized entire TV shows and recite them word for word. Had asked the same questions over and over. Had cover his ears in restaurants. Had refused to wear certain clothes because they felt wrong. And I thought he was being difficult. Thought he was misbehaving. Thought he needed discipline. So I disciplined him. Yelled at him. Punished him. Tried to make him normal. Tried to fix him. But he wasn't broken. I just didn't know that. Didn't understand. Didn't want to understand. David and James were what I called normal. Typical boys. Into sports. Social. Easy. They were the ones I connected with. The ones I understood. The ones I took to ball games. The ones I coached. The ones I was proud of. And Michael and Thomas. They were the ones I was frustrated with. Embarrassed by. Angry at. I remember taking the whole family to dinner. Some nice restaurant. Business dinner with clients. Trying to impress them. Michael was maybe 8. He got overwhelmed by the noise. The lights. The crowd. Started rocking back and forth. Humming. Making noises. And I was mortified. Grabbed his arm. Took him to the bathroom. Yelled at him. Told him to act normal. Told him he was embarrassing the family. He just stared at the floor. Wouldn't look at me. Which made me angrier. I thought he was being defiant. But he was just being autistic. And I didn't know. Didn't care to learn. Margaret tried to tell me. Tried to say maybe they need help. Maybe they need understanding. Maybe they're not being difficult, they're just different. But I shut her down. Said they need discipline, not coddling. Said making excuses for them would make them weak. Said I turned out fine and my dad was tough on me. Said a lot of stupid things. Things I regret now. things I can't take back. When Michael was 10 and Thomas was 8, a school counselor suggested testing them. Said they might be on the spectrum. Autism spectrum? I refused. Said there was nothing wrong with my sons. Said they just needed better parenting, better discipline. I blamed Margaret. Said she was too soft, too easy on them. That if she backed me up more they would straighten out. But she didn't back me up. She started protecting them from me, creating buffer between me and them. And I resented her for it. Resented them for coming between us. My work was going well. Really well. By the time I was 40, my company was worth 20 million. I was working 70, 80-hour weeks. Traveling constantly. And when I was home, I was stressed. Angry. Drinking. I'd come home after a long day and Michael would be doing his thing. Lining up toys. Organizing his baseball cards by number, then by team, then by year. Same cards, same order, every single day. And I'd lose it. Tell him to play normal. Tell him to go outside, throw a ball, make friends, be like his brothers. He would just look at me with these big confused eyes, and I'd get angrier. Because he didn't understand, and I didn't understand, and neither of us could reach the other. Thomas had it worse. He was more obviously different, more obviously struggling. School was hard for him. Social situations were torture. He had no friends, got bullied constantly, came home crying, and instead of comforting him, I told him to toughen up. Told him to fight back. Told him boys don't cry. Told him he needed to be a man. He was 9 years old. 9. And I was telling him to be a man. What kind of father does that? What kind of father sees his child suffering and makes it worse? Me? I did that. Margaret begged me to get them evaluated, to get them help. But I refused. Said nothing was wrong with them. Said they just needed to try harder. Said I wouldn't have my sons labeled. Wouldn't have them seen as disabled, as defective, because that's how I saw autism. As something wrong, something shameful, something to hide. I was so wrong. So incredibly wrong, but I didn't know that then. Didn't want to know. The drinking got worse. The fighting got worse. The distance between me and my family got worse. I started staying out late. Started going to bars after work. Started affairs. Multiple affairs. Told myself I deserved it. Told myself I worked hard. Told myself my wife didn't understand me. My kids were difficult. I needed relief. Needed escape. Needed something for me. All excuses. All lies. All ways to avoid facing what I was doing to my family. Margaret knew. Of course she knew. Women always know. She didn't confront me directly. Just got quieter. Sadder. More distant. And I told myself it was her fault. That she chose the kids over me. That she made me feel unwelcome in my own home. More lies, more excuses. The truth is, I drove her away. I drove everyone away. When Michael was 16, he tried to talk to me, tried to explain how he felt, how the world was overwhelming, how social situations were exhausting, how he tried so hard to be what I wanted, but couldn't, how he needed help, needed understanding, and I shut him down. Told him he was making excuses. Told him life is hard for everyone. Told him to stop being weak. He never tried to talk to me again. Never opened up. Never asked for help. And I thought I won. Thought I taught him strength. But I just taught him that I couldn't be trusted. That I wouldn't listen. That I didn't care. And I lost him. Right then. Lost him completely. Thomas barely talked to me at all. He learned early I wasn't safe, wasn't kind, wasn't someone he could trust. He stayed in his room, focused on his interests. Computers, programming, math. He was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Could solve complex problems in his head. Could write code at 12 that college students struggled with. But I didn't see that. Didn't appreciate that. Just saw him as antisocial. As weird. As embarrassing. What a fool I was. What a blind, ignorant fool. David and James, my normal sons, they saw everything. Saw how I treated their brothers. Saw how I treated their mother. Saw the drinking, the affairs, the anger, and they lost respect for me. I could see it happening, see them pulling away. But I told myself they would understand when they were older, when they were men, when they had to provide for families. They would understand the pressure I was under. But they didn't. They just saw a man who was cruel to his family. And they were right. Margaret got sick when she was 58. Breast cancer. Stage 3. She fought it for 2 years. And in those 2 years, I saw what kind of woman I married. What kind of strength she had. What kind of grace. She went through chemo, through surgery, through pain I can't imagine. And she did it with dignity, with courage, with faith. And I was useless. I didn't know how to help, didn't know how to comfort, didn't know how to be there for her. I just kept working, kept drinking, kept pretending everything would be fine. It wasn't fine. She died 3 weeks after her 60th birthday, and with her last breaths, she asked me to take care of the boys, to be kind to them, to understand them. I promised I would, but I didn't. I failed her. Even in death, I failed her. After she died, the boys tried to help me. All 4 of them. They came around, organized her funeral, handled her affairs, took care of me, and I pushed them away. Told them I didn't need help. Told them I was fine. But I wasn't fine. I was spiraling. The drinking got worse. The anger got worse. And one night, about 6 months after Margaret died, we all had dinner together. All 5 of us. First time since the funeral. And it went bad. Really bad. Michael tried to talk about his mom, about how much he missed her, about how she was the only one who understood him. And something in me snapped. I told him he had no right to claim her, that he made her life difficult, that his problems stressed her out, that maybe if he had been normal, she would have been happier, would have lived longer. I said that to my son, who just lost his mother. I blamed him for her death, for her pain, for everything. And the look on his face, the absolute devastation. I see it every night, every single night. It haunts me. Thomas stood up, told me I was wrong, told me their mother loved them exactly as they were, that she never saw them as problems, that I was the problem, and he was right. But I didn't want to hear it. I told him to sit down, to shut up, to respect me. He said respect is earned, and I hadn't earned it. Said I was a terrible father. Said I abused them. Said Mom protected them from me for years. Said they stayed away to protect themselves. And I lost it. Completely lost it. Started yelling. Started saying horrible things. Things I can't repeat. Things I wish I could take back. David and James tried to calm me down. Tried to mediate. But I yelled at them too. Told them to take my side. To back me up? They didn't. They backed their brothers. And I told all 4 of them to get out. To leave. that if they couldn't respect me, they weren't welcome. So they left, all 4 of them, together, and I haven't seen them since. That was 5 years ago. 5 years. Michael reached out once, called me about a year after that dinner, said he wanted to try again, wanted to rebuild, but he needed me to acknowledge what I did, needed me to apologize, needed me to change, and I was still too proud, too angry. Told him if he couldn't accept me as I was, then we had nothing to talk about. He said, "Okay, Dad, I love you, but I can't do this anymore." And he hung up. Last time I heard his voice, I found out through mutual friends that Michael got married, has 2 kids. Thomas got married too. 3 kids. David has twin girls. James has a boy. 8 grandkids total. I've seen photos. Just photos. Strangers on social media. Kids who don't know I exist. Who will grow up without knowing their grandfather. And it's my fault. All my fault. I kept working. Kept building my business. Kept making money. Kept drinking. Kept being miserable. And then 6 months ago I collapsed at work. Couldn't breathe. Couldn't move. Ambulance brought me here. To this hospital. And they ran tests. Lots of tests. Found cancer. Everywhere. Lungs. Liver. Pancreas. Too advanced for treatment. Too far gone. They gave me months. And I had no one to call. No one to tell. No emergency contact besides my attorney. That's when I met Uncle Sam. He was cleaning my room. Early morning, I was awake. Couldn't sleep, worrying about my diagnosis, about being alone, about dying. And he introduced himself. Said his name was Samuel Barboser, but everyone called him Uncle Sam. Said he'd be cleaning my room most mornings. Said if I needed anything to let him know. And he was kind. Genuinely kind. Not fake, polite. Actually kind. We started talking. Little conversations at first. About weather, about the hospital, about nothing important. But over weeks, the conversations got deeper. He told me about his work. About how he worked part-time by choice, used his time for volunteering, for learning, for helping people. Told me about his life, about being diagnosed autistic at 64, about finally understanding himself after a lifetime of feeling different, and something clicked. I asked him what autism was like, how he experienced the world, and he explained, with patience, with detail, without judgment. Told me about sensory sensitivities, about social exhaustion, about need for routine, about pattern recognition, about honesty and directness, about difficulty with unspoken social rules. And as he talked, I kept thinking, that's Michael, that's Thomas. Everything Hayes describing. That's my sons. I told him about my sons, about how they were different, how I didn't understand them, how I tried to fix them, and his face got sad, really sad. He said, "Sam, fixing implies something is broken. We're not broken, we're just different." He asked if they were ever evaluated. I admitted I refused. He asked why. And I told the truth. Said I was embarrassed, ashamed, thought it would label them, make them less. He was quiet for a long time. Then he said, the label doesn't make them less. Your treatment of them did. And he was right. Absolutely right. He asked if I still talked to them. I said no. Said we had a falling out. He said when? I said 5 years ago. He said, and you haven't reached out since. I said I tried once, but my son wanted an apology, wanted me to acknowledge my mistakes, and I wasn't ready. Uncle Sam looked at me, really looked at me, said, "Are you ready now?" I said, "I think so." He said, "Then call them." I said, "They won't answer." He said, "Try anyway." I said, "I don't know what to say." He said, "Start with I am sorry. Start with I was wrong. Start with I want to understand." I said, "What if it's too late?" He said, "Then at least you'll know you tried. That you did everything you could before." He didn't finish. Didn't need to. Before I die. That's what he meant. So I tried. Called Michael. Went to voicemail. Left a message. Said I was sick. Said I wanted to talk. Said I was sorry. He didn't call back. Called Thomas. Same thing. Voicemail. Message. No response. Called David. James. Same. None of them called back. And I was devastated. Absolutely devastated. Thought I lost my chance. Uncle Sam came back next morning. Saw my face. Said no response. I said no. He said give them time. Said they have 5 years of anger. 5 years of hurt. One message won't erase that. Said keep trying. Show them you mean it. So I kept calling. Kept leaving messages. Weeks went by. Nothing. And my health got worse. Started needing oxygen. Started needing more medications. Started sleeping more. Started preparing to die. Uncle Sam kept coming. Kept talking to me. Kept teaching me about autism. About neurodiversity. About different ways of thinking. He showed me articles. Books. Gave me resources. Explained traits. Helped me understand my sons in a way I never had. And the more I learned, the more I realized how badly I failed them. How much I hurt them. How much damage I caused. And the guilt. The guilt is overwhelming. Crushing. I destroyed them. Tried to force them into a mold they could never fit. Punished them for being exactly who they were. And for what? For my pride. For my ignorance. For my ego. Uncle Sam told me about his own childhood. About being bullied. About not fitting in. About being called weird and wrong and broken. About teachers who didn't understand. About jobs he lost because he couldn't fake being neurotypical. About decades of feeling defective. Until his diagnosis. Until he finally understood. And he said the hardest part wasn't the world being unkind. It was his own father not accepting him. His own family seeing him as a disappointment. And I realized, that's what I did. I was that father. I made my sons feel defective, feel wrong, feel unwanted, just like Uncle Sam's father did to him. I asked him if he forgave his father. He said his father died before they reconciled. Said he never got the chance to hear an apology. Never got validation. Never got acceptance. And he carries that. Still. Even now. I asked if it still hurts. He said every day. I asked what he would have wanted to hear. He thought about it. Said I would have wanted to hear that I'm not broken. That my differences are valid. That I was always enough. That he was proud of me. That he loved me as I was not as he wanted me to be. I started crying. Right there. In front of him. First time I've cried in decades. Because I never said those things to my sons. Never once. And now maybe he'll never get the chance. Uncle Sam put his hand on my shoulder. Said it's not too late. Write them letters. Video messages. Something they can have after you're gone. Even if they don't respond now. Even if they never forgive you. Give them truth. Give them your regret. Give them understanding of why you were the way you were. Not excuses, just honesty. So they can heal. So they can move forward. So they don't carry your mistakes forever. So that's what I'm doing. I'm recording this. For my sons. For my grandkids. For anyone who needs to hear it. Michael, David, Thomas, James, if you're watching this, if you ever see this, I want you to know, I was wrong about everything. I was wrong to see you as problems, wrong to try to change you, wrong to punish you for being different, wrong to blame you for my failings, wrong to push you away, wrong to choose pride over family, wrong in every possible way. You were never the problem. I was broken. I was defective. Not you. Never you. Michael and Thomas specifically. You are not disordered. You are not defective. You are autistic. And that is not a flaw. That is who you are. Your brains work differently. You see the world differently. You process things differently. And that is valuable. That is needed. That is beautiful. I was too ignorant to see it, too arrogant to learn, too focused on what I thought was normal to appreciate what was special. Uncle Sam taught me, after it was too late, after I already destroyed everything. But he taught me that autism is not something to fix. It's something to understand, to support, to celebrate. And I robbed you of that. Robbed you of a father who saw you, who valued you, who loved you as you were. I am so sorry, so deeply sorry. To all four of you, you had a mother who loved you perfectly, who understood you, who protected you, and you had a father who failed you, who hurt you, who drove you away, and then blamed you for leaving. Your mother asked me with her dying breath to take care of you, to be kind to you, to understand you, and I failed her too. Failed the one woman who stood by me, who loved me despite my flaws, who tried to make me better, and I wasted it. Wasted her. Wasted you. Wasted everything. I know sorry doesn't fix anything. I know it's too late. I know I've burned bridges I can never rebuild, but I need you to know, the problem was never you. It was always me, my insecurity, my ignorance, my cruelty. You deserved better. You deserved a father who listened, who learned, who loved without conditions. I wasn't that father, and I regret it more than anything I've ever done. More than any business failure, more than any mistake. This is my greatest regret, losing you, all of you, to my grandchildren, 8 beautiful grandchildren I barely know. Your fathers are good men, all 4 of them, better men than I ever was, kinder, more patient, more understanding. They learned from my failures. They know how not to be, and that's good. That's what matters. Listen to them, learn from them, and if they ever tell you about me, about your grandfather, believe them. I was who they say I was. I did what they say I did. Don't make excuses for me. Don't soften the truth. Learn from my mistakes. Be better. Love your families. Accept differences. Seek understanding. Don't let pride destroy what matters. Don't let work consume you. Don't let anger win. Be present. Be kind. Be humble. Be everything I wasn't. I'm making this recording because Uncle Sam said maybe my story can help someone. Maybe some other father out there is making my mistakes. Maybe some other man is too proud to apologize. Too stubborn to learn. Too focused on being right to see Hayes wrong. If that's you, if you're that man, stop right now. Stop. Call your kids. Hug them. Tell them you love them. Tell them you're sorry. Tell them they're enough before it's too late. Before you're in a hospital bed with months to live and no one coming to see you. Before you lose everything that matters chasing things that don't. Before you become me, I had everything. Beautiful wife, 4 sons, successful business, money, status, power, and I destroyed it. All of it. For what? For ego? For pride? For fear of being vulnerable? For refusal to admit I was wrong? Was it worth it? No. Not even close. I would give every penny I have, every property, every achievement, for one more day with Margaret, for one more conversation with my sons, for one more chance to do it right. But I don't get that chance. This is it. This bait. This room. This regret. This loneliness. This is what I earned. Uncle Sam visits me every day now. Sometimes twice a day. Brings me books. Reads to me when I'm too weak. Talks to me when I can't sleep. Prays with me even though I don't deserve it. Hayes shown me more kindness in 6 months than I showed my own family in 50 years. And he owes me nothing. Has no obligation to me. He does it because that's who he is. Because that's what good people do. And I spent my whole life thinking I was better than people like him. Thinking success meant money and power. Thinking kindness was weakness. I was so wrong. He has more wealth than ill ever have. Not in money. In character. In relationships. In peace. In purpose. Hayes rich in ways I never understood. And I'm dying poor despite my bank account. He told me yesterday that my story matters. That my mistakes can teach people. That my regret can inspire change. I hope Hayes right. I hope someone watches this and decides to be different. To do better. To choose family. To choose love. To choose humility. Before it's too late. Before they end up like me. Alone. Dying. Full of regret that can't be undone. I'm running out of time. Can feel it. Getting weaker every day. Sleeping more. Eating less. Breathing harder. The doctors say weeks now. Maybe days. And I have no one. My sons know I'm sick. I know they know. Uncle Sam told me he reached out to them through a mutual contact. Told them my condition. Told them I wanted to see them. They didn't come. And I don't blame them. I wouldn't come either. I wouldn't forgive me either. Some things are unforgivable. Some damage can't be repaired. And I have to accept that. Have to die with that. Have to face judgment with that. And I deserve whatever I get. But if by some miracle my sons are watching this, if somehow this reaches you, know that I loved you. I did love you. I just didn't know how to show it. Didn't know how to be what you needed. And instead of learning, instead of trying, I blamed you. Made you feel wrong for being who you are. And that is unforgivable. But it's true. I loved you, imperfectly, poorly, wrongly. But I did, and I love you still. And I'm proud of you, all 4 of you. Michael, you're a software engineer. Brilliant mind, just like your mom. Thomas, you're a teacher, helping autistic kids, giving them what I never gave you. David, you're a doctor, saving lives, being everything I wasn't. James, you're an attorney, fighting for people, standing up for justice. You all became good men, despite me, not because of me, despite me, and I'm proud. so proud. Even though I have no right to be, I wish I could meet my grandchildren. Wish I could tell them about their grandmother, about how amazing she was, about how she loved you all before you were born, about how she would be so proud of your fathers, of you. But I won't get that chance, and that's my fault. But please, tell them about her. Tell them Margaret was kind and patient and loving and strong. Tell them she fought cancer with grace. Tell them she loved teaching, loved children, loved her family more than anything. Tell them she was everything good, and that I'm sorry I wasn't worthy of her, that I'm sorry I failed her, that I'm sorry for everything. Uncle Sam is here now, sitting beside me while I record this. He's been here for 2 hours. His shift ended an hour ago, but he stayed. He always stays. That's who he is. I asked him why he spends so much time with me, with a dying, bitter old man who has no one. He said because everyone deserves someone. Everyone deserves to be seen, to be heard, to matter. Even people who made terrible mistakes. Even people who pushed everyone away. Even people like me. And I don't understand that kind of grace. Don't understand that kind of love. But I'm grateful for it. More grateful than I can express. He asked me what I want people to remember about me. That's hard, because there's not much good to remember. I built buildings, made money, and destroyed my family. That's my legacy. But if I could choose, if I could ask for anything, I would want people to remember me as a warning, as an example of what not to do, as proof that success without love is failure, that pride destroys, that refusing to change costs everything. I would want fathers to look at my story and hold their children tighter, accept them more fully, love them more openly, before it's too late. To anyone watching this who struggles with a child who is different, who thinks differently, who acts differently, who seems difficult to understand, please listen. Please learn. Seek diagnosis if needed. Seek understanding always. Read about autism, about ADHD, about dyslexia, about every form of neurodivergence. Learn how their brains work, what they need, how to support them. It doesn't make them less. It makes them different. And different is not wrong. Different is just different. And if you love them, if you truly love them, you will learn their language. Meet them where they are. Celebrate who they are. Not force them to be who you're comfortable with. I didn't do that. I forced, I punished, I rejected, and I lost everything. Don't be me. Please don't be me. Be better. Be curious. Be humble. Be willing to learn. Be willing to change. Be willing to apologize. Be willing to be wrong. Because being right means nothing if you're alone. And I was always trying to be right. Always defending my position. Always refusing to back down. And I was right. I was right about so many meaningless things. And wrong about everything that mattered. Uncle Sam just told me my sons know about this recording. He reached out to them again, told them I'm making something for them, something they can watch when they're ready. They didn't respond, but he thinks they heard, thinks they might watch someday. I hope so. I hope they do. Not for me, for them, so they can heal, so they can let go. So they can know that I finally understood, finally saw them, finally accepted them, even if it was too late for us, even if it changes nothing between us. At least they will know the truth, the whole truth, about my regret, about my growth, about the man I should have been. Am getting tired now. Harder to talk. Harder to breathe. But I need to finish. Need to say everything while I still can. Because tomorrow might be too late. Next week certainly will be. This might be the last time I can speak clearly. Can think clearly. Can say what needs to be said. So I'm going to say it all. To every man watching this who treats his family poorly because he's stressed, because works hard, because he provides financially and thinks that's enough. It's not enough. Your presence matters. Your patience matters. Your kindness matters. Your children will not remember how much money you made. They will remember if you were there, if you listened, if you made them feel valued. And your wife, your partner, she is not your maid, not your mother. She is your equal, your companion. Treat her with respect, with appreciation, with fidelity. Because when she's gone, when it's too late, you will regret every moment you didn't cherish her, every time you chose something else over her, every wound you caused. I know, because I'm living that regret right now, and it's worse than any physical pain this disease is causing. To every person struggling with addiction, with drinking, with substances, with anything you use to escape reality, stop, get help, now, before you lose everything. I thought I controlled my drinking, thought I could stop any time. I couldn't, and it controlled me, changed me, made me mean, made me reckless, made me destroy relationships. I wasted decades in bottles, trying to escape stress I created, trying to avoid problems I caused, and it solved nothing, made everything worse. Get help, admit you need it, seek it, accept it. Before it's too late. Before you're where I am, dying with regrets you can't fix. To every parent who sees their child as disappointing because they're not who you expected, stop, right now. Your child does not exist to fulfill your expectations, to live your dreams, to be your second chance. They exist to be themselves, to find their own path, to live their own truth. Support that. Celebrate that. Even if it's different from what you wanted. Especially if it's different. Because the greatest gift you can give your child is acceptance. Full, complete, unconditional acceptance. I never gave that. An ear tribscan twillis them. Lost the privilege of knowing them, of being part of their lives, of watching them grow, of meeting my grandchildren, all because I wanted them to be who I decided they should be instead of celebrating who they were. To anyone who has been hurt by a parent like me, who grew up feeling wrong, feeling broken, feeling like a disappointment, I want you to know something. It was never about you. It was always about them, about their limitations, their fears, their inability to see beyond their own expectations. You were enough. You always were enough. Your parent was too blind to see it, too stubborn to learn, too broken themselves to recognize beauty in difference. That is their failure, not yours, never yours. And if your parent never apologizes, never acknowledges the harm, never shows growth or change, you do not owe them forgiveness. You do not owe them reconciliation. You do not owe them access to your life or your children. Protecting yourself is not cruelty. Setting boundaries is not punishment. It's survival. It's health. It's necessary. My sons were right to cut me off. Right to protect themselves. Right to protect their children from my toxicity. And I finally understand that. Finally accept it, even though it breaks my heart. Uncle Sam taught me something important. He said forgiveness is not required for healing. That sometimes the healthiest thing is to let go without reconciliation. To accept that some relationships are too damaged to repair. That you can release anger without offering forgiveness. That you can heal without the person who hurt you ever changing. And that's okay. That's valid. That's sometimes necessary. So if my sons never forgive me, if they watch this and feel nothing but anger, if they delete it without finishing, I understand. I accept that. They have every right. And I hope they heal anyway. Hope they find peace. Hope they build beautiful lives. With or without me in them. Especially without me. Because they deserve better than I ever gave them. I'm thinking about my wife now. About Margaret. Wondering what she would think of this recording. This confession. Part of me thinks she would be sad. Sad that it took dying for me to see truth. Sad that our sons will never have the father they deserved. Sad that I wasted our life together being someone she had to protect our children from. But part of me thinks she would be relieved. Relieved that I finally understand. Relieved that I'm finally taking responsibility. Relieved that maybe this can help someone else. Help some other family avoid our fate. She always believed in redemption. In growth. In second chances. Even when I didn't deserve them. Especially when I didn't deserve them. I failed her in so many ways. The affairs. The drinking. The emotional absence. The burden I placed on her. Making her be both parents. Making her shield our children from my anger. Making her carry the weight of our family alone while I pursued success that meant nothing. She deserved a partner. A true partner. Someone who valued her. Who honored his commitment. Who showed up. Who loved her the way she loved me. Completely. Selflessly. Faithfully. I was none of those things. And she stayed anyway. Stayed until cancer took her. Stayed through everything. And I never even thanked her. Never told her I knew how much she sacrificed. How strong she was. How wrong I was. I just let her carry it all. Until she couldn't anymore. Until she died. Probably relieved to finally be free of me. And I don't blame her. I would want to escape me too. Uncle Sam asked me earlier if I believe in God, in afterlife, in judgment. I said I don't know. I was raised Catholic, went to church as a kid, stopped as an adult, too busy, too important, too self-sufficient, thought I didn't need God, thought I didn't need anyone. I was wrong about that too, wrong about everything. But now facing death, I don't know what I believe. I'm afraid there is a God. Afraid of facing judgment for the life I lived, for the people I hurt, for the gifts I wasted. But I'm also afraid there isn't. They're afraid this is it, that I only get one chance, and I destroyed it. That there's no redemption, no second chance, no opportunity to make it right. Either way, I'm afraid. Either way, I failed. Uncle Sam said, God is love. That if God exists, then God values love above everything. That my failures came from lack of love. For myself. For my family. For others. And that even now, even at the end, if I can learn love, if I can practice it, if I can share it, then maybe that counts for something. I want to believe that. I want to believe it's not too late. That these last months learning from him, learning about autism, learning about compassion, about humility, about grace, and maybe that matters. Then maybe I'm leaving the world slightly better than if I had died 6 months ago, still bitter, still angry, still blind. Maybe that's worth something. Maybe that's enough. Probably not, but maybe. I think about the life I could have had. If I had been different. If I had listened to Margaret. If I had gotten my sons evaluated. If I had learned about autism. If I had celebrated their differences instead of punishing them. If I had been present, patient, kind, we could have been happy. Really happy. Michael could have felt safe sharing his interests with me, his discoveries, his achievements. Thomas could have felt accepted, valued, loved as he was. David and James could have had a father they respected, admired, wanted to be like. Margaret could have had a true partner, someone who made her life easier, not harder, someone who deserved her. We could have had family dinners, holidays together, grandchildren who knew me, who loved me, who I could have spoiled and taught and watched grow. I could have had everything, real everything. Not money, not success, not status, love, family, legacy, real legacy. Children who became good men not despite me, but because of me. Grandchildren who learned from me, who carried on something good. Instead, I have money I can't spend, properties I want to use, success that means nothing, and complete isolation. This is what I chose. This is what chasing the wrong things gets you. If I could do it all again, if I could go back, I would do everything differently. I would get on my knees and thank God for Margaret. I would tell her every day that she's amazing, that I'm lucky, that I don't deserve her. I would get my sons evaluated. I would read everything about autism. I would learn their language. I would celebrate their gifts. I would protect them from a world that didn't understand. Instead of being part of that world, I would be home for dinner, home for bedtime stories, home for dance recitals and school plays, even if my kids weren't in them. I would coach Little League, even though I hate baseball. I would help with homework even when I'm tired. I would listen, really listen, when my kids talk. I would ask questions, show interest, make them feel important, valued, seen. I would hug them, tell them I love them, tell them I'm proud. Every single day, I would work less, earn less, be present more. Because what is money compared to watching your child learn to ride a bike? What is success compared to your teenager trusting you with their problems? What is status compared to your adult children wanting to spend time with you? With your grandchildren running to hug you? With dying surrounded by people who love you, who forgive you, who will miss you. But I don't get to do it again. This is my one life, and I wasted it. Wasted every gift I was given. I was born healthy, born smart, born into opportunity. I met an incredible woman who loved me, had 4 healthy sons, built successful business, had every advantage, and I destroyed it all. Through pride, through selfishness, through refusal to grow, through choosing wrong things. This is my legacy. Buildings with my name on them that will be sold. Money that will go to charity because I have no one to leave it to. And for sons who will remember me as the father who hurt them, who rejected them, who died alone because he pushed everyone away. That's what he'll be remembered for, if him remembered at all. Uncle Sam is still here. He's been quiet while I talk, just sitting, being present. That's his gift. Presence, full, complete attention, making people feel like they matter. I asked him once how he does it, how he stays so patient, so kind, especially with people like me, people who don't deserve it. He said everyone deserves kindness, that we are all broken in different ways, that we all hurt people, make mistakes, fall short. The difference is some people admit it, grow from it, try to do better. And some people, like I was, defend it, justify it, refuse to change. He said, I'm changing now, that it's not too late to be different. Even if it's too late to fix what I broke. It's not too late to be a better person. For whatever time I have left, I hope he's right. I'm trying to be honest, trying to be humble, trying to have compassion for myself, for others, trying to see people the way he sees them, with grace, with understanding, with love. It's hard, really hard. 60 years of being one way, of thinking one way, but I'm trying. He told me something yesterday that stuck with me. He said the fact that I have regret means I grew, that the man I was 5 years ago wouldn't have regretted anything, would have died angry, blaming everyone else, never taking responsibility. But I'm not that man anymore. I see what I did. I own it. I wish I could fix it, but I can't. And that's growth. Small growth. Late growth. But growth. He said, that's worth something. That becoming aware, becoming different, even at the end, that's still valuable. Still matters. I want to believe that. Need to believe that, because if it doesn't matter, if this change means nothing, then I have nothing. Just regret and pain and loneliness. But if it matters, if becoming better, even when it's too late, still counts for something, then maybe I can die with small piece of peace. Probably not. But maybe, to my sons one more time. Michael, David, Thomas, James. I know I've said this, but I need to say it again. Clearer, simpler, without excuses. I was a bad father. I hurt you. I rejected you. I failed you. That was my choice. My fault. My failure. Not yours. Never yours. You deserved better. You deserved a father who saw you, who valued you, who loved you correctly. I was not that father, and I'm sorry. Truly, deeply, completely sorry. I understand if you can't forgive me. I understand if you hate me. I understand if you feel nothing at all. Whatever you feel is valid, is right, is yours, and I accept it. All of it. I only ask one thing. Don't let my failures define you. Don't let my mistakes limit you. Don't let my rejection make you question your worth. Because you have worth. Enormous worth. You are brilliant. You are kind. You are strong. You are good men. You are amazing fathers. I know this, even without seeing it. Because Margaret raised you, and she was amazing. Everything good in you came from her. Everything bad you experienced came from me. Remember her? Honor her. Forget me. Live free of me. And be happy. Please be happy. That's all I want now. Your happiness. Your peace. Your joy. You deserve it. All of it. To anyone watching this who has someone in their life they need to apologize to. Someone they hurt. Someone they wronged. Someone they need to make amends with. Do it now. Today. Don't wait. Don't assume you have time. Don't let pride stop you. Don't let fear win. Call them. Text them. Write them. Show up. Be vulnerable. Be honest. Say I'm sorry. Say I was wrong. Say I want to do better. Say I love you. Say whatever needs to be said. Before it's too late. Before you're in this bed. Recording messages to people who won't listen. Dying with regrets you can't fix. There's still time, but time runs out. For everyone. Make it right while you can. Please, I'm getting very tired now. This is harder than I thought. Talking this long, saying all this, feeling all this. I need to finish soon. Need to rest, but few more things. Few more thoughts. Things I need to say while I still can. While I'm still clear. While there's still time. To caregivers like Uncle Sam. To nurses. To janitors. To volunteers. To anyone who works with sick people. Dying people. Difficult people. Thank you. You will never know how much you matter. How much your kindness means. How much your presence helps. You see people at their worst. At their weakest. At their most vulnerable. And you show up anyway. You care anyway. You treat them with dignity anyway. That's sacred work. That's holy work. That's the most important work there is. Making people's last days bearable. Making them feel human. Making them feel like they matter. Uncle Sam did that for me. Made my last months better than I deserved. Better than I earned. He gave me grace when I had given none. Gave me patience when I had shown none. He gave me wisdom when I had rejected all wisdom. He saw me. Really saw me. And helped me see myself. Helped me see my mistakes. My growth. My possibilities even at the end. I can't repay that. Can't thank him enough. Can only hope this recording, this story, helps someone, save someone, make some small difference. That's what he wants. That's why he encouraged this. Not for him, for others. That's who he is. To autistic people everywhere. To neurodivergent people of all kinds. You are not broken. You are not less. You are not wrong. You are different, and different is valuable. Different is needed. Different is beautiful. The world needs your perspective, your gifts, your way of seeing, your way of thinking. Don't let anyone make you feel defective. Don't let anyone force you to be someone you're not. Be yourself, fully, completely, unapologetically. Find people who celebrate you, who understand you, who support you, and let go of people who don't, even if they're family, even if it's hard. You deserve to be valued, to be accepted, to be loved as you are. My sons deserved that, and I failed to give it, but that was my failure, my limitation, my lack. Not theirs, never theirs, and not yours, never yours. To parents of autistic children, you have been given a gift, a challenging gift, a gift that'll require you to learn, to grow, to change, to advocate, to fight, to see the world differently, but a gift nonetheless. Your child has a beautiful, unique mind. They will teach you things, show you things, help you see things you never would have seen otherwise. If you let them, if you listen, if you learn their language instead of forcing them to learn yours, they will struggle. The world is not built for them, not designed for their needs, and that is the world's failure, not theirs. Your job is to be their safe place, their advocate, their champion, their unwavering support. Not to fix them, not to change them, not to make them normal, but to help them be themselves, successfully, safely, happily. That's what Margaret did. That's what I should have done. Learn from her, not from me. Two men specifically, because I think we struggle with this more. With vulnerability, with admitting wrong, with asking for help, with showing emotion, We are taught to be strong, to be providers, to be tough, to never show weakness, and that's destroying us, destroying our families. Real strength is admitting when you're wrong. Real strength is saying I need help. Real strength is showing emotion. Real strength is being present for your family even when it's hard. Real strength is choosing humility over pride. I thought strength was never backing down, never apologizing, never showing softness. That wasn't strength. That was fear. Fear of being seen as weak. Fear of losing control. Fear of being vulnerable. And that fear costs me everything. Don't make my mistake. It's okay to cry. It's okay to say you don't know. It's okay to admit you messed up. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to ask for help. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. That's growth. That's real masculinity. In thinking about what happens after I die. Practically, my estate is worth about 40 million. Properties, investments, business assets. I have no family to leave it to, so it's going to charity, autism research, autism support organizations, programs that help autistic children and adults, programs that train parents, that educate teachers, that create workplace accommodations, that fund research. Everything I should have supported while I lived. Everything that could have helped my sons. Better late than never, I guess. Though it is too late. Too late for my sons. But maybe not too late for other families. Maybe my money can help families avoid my mistakes. Help parents understand their children. Help children feel valued. Help create a world that accepts neurodivergence. That celebrates it. That supports it. That's my hope anyway. That something good can come from my life. Even if it comes after I'm gone. Uncle Sam will be executor. He agreed to that. To make sure the money goes where it should. To oversee the charities. To make decisions I'm no longer here to make. I trust him. Completely. More than I ever trusted anyone. More than I should trust someone I met 6 months ago. But I do. Because Hayes earned it. Through consistency. Through character. Through showing me what a good man looks like. What I should have been. What I wasn't. Hayes, everything I wasn't. Patient. Kind. Honest. Humble. Present. Faithful. Good. Just good. Fundamentally good. And I'm grateful I met him. Grateful these last months haven't been alone. Grateful someone cared enough to see me. To help me. To guide me. Even though I deserved none of it. I wonder sometimes what my life would have been like if I'd met someone like Uncle Sam earlier. When I was younger. When I still had time to change. When my family was still intact. Would I have listened? Would I have learned? Would I have been willing to see my own failures? My own mistakes? My own need for growth? Probably not. Probably I was too proud, too defensive, too convinced I was right. Maybe you have to lose everything to be willing to hear truth, to accept truth, to change. Maybe that's my story. Loss before learning, destruction before growth, endings before understanding. That's sad, really sad, but it's true, at least for me. To anyone struggling with regret, with mistakes they can't undo, with relationships they can't fix. I feel you. I understand. It's heavy. So heavy. Some days it feels impossible to carry, but you have to carry it anyway. Have to face it. Have to own it. Not in a way that destroys you. Not in a way that defines you, but in a way that teaches you. Changes you, makes you better. Even if it's too late to fix what you broke, it's not too late to be different going forward, to make different choices, to hurt fewer people, to love better, to live better. Your past doesn't have to be your future unless you let it, unless you refuse to change, unless you refuse to grow. Then you're stuck, repeating patterns, making same mistakes, hurting same people. Different faces maybe, but same damage. Don't do that. Learn, grow, change, be better. Not for redemption, not to earn forgiveness, but because it's right. Because people deserve better from you. Because you deserve better from yourself. I'm scared. I need to admit that. I'm scared of dying. Scared of pain. Scared of what comes after. Scared of judgment. Scared of nothing. Scared of everything. And I'm alone in it. No family to hold my hand. No wife to comfort me. No children to say goodbye. Just Uncle Sam and nurses. And this recording. This confession. This attempt to mean something. To matter somehow. To leave something behind besides buildings and money and broken relationships. I don't know if this counts. If this is enough. Probably not. But it's all I have. These words. This honesty. This regret. This small growth at the end. Maybe it helps someone. Maybe it saves a family. Maybe some father watches this and goes home and hugs his kids. Tells them he loves them. Tells them they're enough. Maybe some mother watches this and decides to learn about her child's diagnosis. To understand them better. To accept them fully. Maybe someone in a broken relationship decides to apologize. To try. To change. Maybe this matters to someone. Anyone. And if it does, if it helps even one person, then maybe my life wasn't completely wasted. Maybe I leave behind one good thing. This warning, this lesson, this proof that you can have everything society tells you matters and still lose everything that actually does. Uncle Sam is getting up now. He has somewhere to be. Volunteering at a shelter. Feeding people. Being useful. Being kind. Being everything I never was. Before he goes, I want to say something to him. On this recording. Where it will last. Where people will hear it. Uncle Sam. Samuel Barboza. If you're watching this later, after I'm gone, I need you to know. You saved me, not my life. That was already lost. But you saved my soul, my understanding, my perspective. You showed me what I missed, what I lost, what I should have been. You gave me grace I didn't deserve, patience I didn't earn, time I didn't warrant. You saw value in me when I had none, when I was just bitter dying old man who destroyed his family. And you treated me with dignity anyway, with respect, with love. You taught me about autism, about my sons, about myself, about what matters, about how to be human, about how to be good. I can't repay that. Can't thank you enough. Can only say, you are the best man I ever met, the best person I ever knew. You live what others just talk about. Faith, compassion, service, love. You are what a good life looks like. And I wish so much I had lived like you, had your priorities, your values, your heart. If I had, my life would have been so different, so much better, so much more meaningful. But I didn't. And I can't change that now. Can only say thank you for seeing me, for teaching me, for being you. You're my only friend, my only family now. And I'm grateful, so deeply grateful. For you, I'm crying again. Didn't think I had tears left, but here they are. For wasted time, for lost chances, for broken relationships, for everything that could have been and wasn't. For my sons who I hurt, for my wife who I failed, for grandchildren ill never meet, for life I didn't live right, for man I should have been. All of it hitting me now, at the end, when it's too late to fix, too late to change, too late for anything except regret and truth. And this recording, this confession, this final attempt to matter. My time is almost up. Can feel it. Body shutting down. Getting harder to breathe, to think, to talk. This might be my last recording. Last chance to say everything. So I'm going to say it. All of it. Everything left. Michael, you were my first son, and I failed you first. Failed you the longest. I'm sorry. You're brilliant. Beautiful. Valuable. Always were. I was just too blind to see. David, you were easy, and I took that for granted. Assumed you were fine. Didn't give you the attention you deserved because you didn't demand it. I'm sorry. You deserved better. Thomas, you were the most obviously different, and I punished you the most for it. Tried to force you to be someone you weren't. Couldn't be. Shouldn't have had to be. I'm sorry. You're perfect as you are. Always were. James, you were my baby. And I failed you too. Failed to be present. Failed to show up. Failed to be the father you needed. I'm sorry. You deserved my time, my attention, my love. All four of you deserved better. You deserved a father who saw you, who valued you, who celebrated you, who truly loved you. I wasn't that father, and I'm sorry. Forever sorry. Margaret, my wife, my partner, my better half, I failed you above all else. You gave me everything, and I gave you nothing but pain. I'm sorry. You deserved loyalty, partnership, support, love, true love. The kind of love you gave me, the kind of love I never returned. You were too good for me, too pure, too patient, and I took advantage of that. I took you for granted. I broke your heart. I broke your spirit. And you stayed anyway. You loved me anyway. You tried to make me better anyway. Until the end. Until you died. Probably relieved to be rid of me. And I don't blame you. I would have left myself too. I'm sorry. For everything. For wasting our life together. For not being worthy of you. For failing our children. For failing you. For all of this. I hope that wherever you are at peace. You are happy. You are free from me. From my mistakes. From my hurt. And I hope you can forgive me. Someday. Even if I don't deserve it. Even if I never deserve it. To everyone watching this, thank you for listening. For listening to my story, my mistakes, my regrets. I hope it helps. I hope it teaches. I hope it changes something. Someone. Some family. Some relationship. Some life. Because if it changes, if at least one person makes different choices because of my story, then maybe my life will have meant something. Maybe I will leave behind something valuable. Not buildings, not money, not success. But a warning, a lesson, a truth. About what matters, about what doesn't matter, about the price of pride, the value of humility, the importance of love, true love, present love, active love. This may not be much, but it's all I have. It's my offering, my final contribution. Accept it. Learn from this. Be better than me. Love better than me. Live better than me. Please. Write if any of this makes sense. You can write cursing me. I know I deserve it. I know everyone turned against me and judged me. But I'm so tired now that I won't even complain or be offended by what you call me. I'm tired. So tired. I need to rest. I need to stop. But first, one last thing. If there is a God, if there is judgment, if there is life after death, I hope I can see Margaret, be able to tell her I'm sorry, face to face, be able to see my children as children, when they still loved me, when I still had chances, when everything was still possible. And I hope I can be different there, better, kinder, the father they deserved, the husband she deserved, the man I should have been. Maybe this is wishful thinking. Maybe it's just a dream. Maybe there's nothing after this. Just the end. Just silence. Just the end. Anyway, I believe in God and I feel ready. Ready to face whatever comes. Whatever I deserve. Whatever judgment awaits me. I am ready. My name is a father who failed. A husband who failed. A man who failed. Don't be that kind of person. But so am I. Also a man who learned. Too late. But he learned. A man who grew. Too late. But he grew. A man who understood. Finally. What he lost is the greatest value of a human being. He lost his family, his values, his treasure. The treasure he destroyed, what he should have cared for. This is my story. This is my confession. This is my relief. These are my last words. Learn from me. Be better than me. Be better than I was. Love more than I loved, while you still can. While there is still time. Or love what deserves to be loved. Before you're here, like this, in bed, alone, dying inside, full of regrets, don't be like me. That's all I want now. Your happiness, your peace, your freedom from me, from my mistakes, from my hurts. Be free, be happy. Don't accept less than you deserve. Be yourselves, beautifully, wonderfully, perfectly yourselves. Goodbye, my loves. Goodbye, my loves.